All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome. I'm Zach. This is Kai. This is the XP Lounge podcast. Y'all know already. This is our fourth episode. Y'all know what I'm going to say. Like, sub, comment, uh, leave us a review, share us on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, whatever. We're out there.
Yeah.
This podcast is recorded every week and posted up on Friday. I usually say we record on Wednesdays, but tonight we're recording it on Thursdays because I'm super lazy. Kai's keeping me in check to record it, so you know how that goes.
You're fine.
But yeah, tonight's episode, we got some Black Ops stuff in there. We got some iRacing stuff in there. We got some Mass Effect.
Yeah, we do.
So,
Surprisingly.
Yeah, so got a good lineup for you tonight. But go ahead.
We have some I was gonna say we got some drama too. A little bit of gaming drama. We have two anniversaries that just happened. A game that's been out for a couple years now that just received like a much needed update that it needed at launch, and 3 years later it got it. Let's see, we have and then basically the whole Mass Effect thing, which there might be more to that story, but as far as I know, the big news is you know what I mean? So
yeah. So buckle up. We got a good podcast for you today. Just thank you all for coming and check out the channel. We appreciate it very much. Thumbs up if you like it. Thumbs down if you don't. Leave us a comment. Give us some.
Hey, both help. Both get us in the algorithm. Believe it or not, even thumbs downs.
Yep. Just anything you guys want to do to help us out. Just give us some constructive criticism too. Let us know. But for the first time in podcast history, we have some comments to talk about.
Yeah, we do.
Your mom is a savage.
What did she say this time? Did she say something else?
No, so so while we were recording our last podcast, episode 3, she commented. So we were in the middle of episode 3 when she commented back on episode 2. And if y'all jump back to episode 2, I look like a crippled little mofo all up like this because I just separated my right shoulder. And she happened to call me, what did she say? She said, boo-hoo little shoulder man or something like that?
She said, your mother sews socks that smell, which is so... I think she got that from like a movie she watched or something. And then boo-hoo shoulder man.
Yeah, because I was talking about my shoulder in episode 2, so because that was just a fresh injury.
Compared to the shit that she said to me, that's fucking nice.
Off camera, she's incredibly savage, but out in public, she's a filtered savage.
Well, she knows how to hold her image for sure.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, and then we also had Nick. Nick commented on our episode 3.
Yeah, I saw that.
He liked our edits that we made. He liked the short little funny moments that we had in there, and he requested more of that. So that's kind of the direction that I'm trying to get the podcast to go, is those little funny little edits in there. So we'll see.
Well, he didn't just request it from us. I mean, he requested on the Pigskin Prognosis too.
You're right. He did. So if Sully watches this, which I'll link this clip down below, get him on board with adding some stuff on the Pigskin Prognosis.
Sully, it's time to get over that camera shyness.
Yeah, Sully, it's time to turn it on, baby.
Come to join us on the cameras. I think I said that all weird, but whatever.
You did, but I got it. I understood. But yeah, those are the only comments that we have so far. I was expecting one more comment out of the episode. Is it episode 3? I think it was episode 3, where I made a promise to pay $5 to whoever commented the correct answer to a question in the podcast. I'm not going to give it away. Y'all got to go watch the podcast and find it yourself.
Yeah, for sure.
But if y'all want a $5 gift card, Amazon gift card, go check out episode 3.
I thought technically you figured it out and you're going to gift yourself the gift card.
I figured it out so that way I could remember. So whoever answered it correctly, I could just be like, that's right, instead of having to go back and be like, I don't know if that's right or not. So, but yeah, episode 3. Look at my fucking hoodie all messed up. Episode 3, get yourself a $5 Amazon gift card if you're the first one to comment the correct answer to the great unknown question within the podcast episode. So check that out.
I'll give you a hint. It has to do with Google Chrome and tabs.
Don't make it too easy.
Oh,
Don't make it too easy. No, it's fine. $5. If whoever comments first, they get the $5 Amazon gift card. So check that out. Leave that comment on the episode, and we'll go from there. So
probably one of the
that's coming out of my pocket.
We're like one of the only YouTubers to start up fresh and then do like a giveaway like right in the first like couple episodes.
Yeah, probably.
I think so.
But I mean, hey, look at us, dude. We're Mr. Moneybags now. Look at us flowing in the invisible cash over here from the
That's
podcast.
you, Mr. E6.
Yeah, right. I have one more paycheck as an E5, and then I'm officially E6
really?
on December 1st. Yeah. Officially
wow, that's
E6
awesome,
on
actually.
December 1st. Yeah. Yeah. So for those of you who don't know what we're talking about, I'm in the military, which you probably would have gathered. Coast Guard Gaming.
Yep.
American flag on the shoulder. And I got promoted. So December 1st, it's not actually announced yet, but it's projected to be December 1st. Yeah. If it's not, if it's not December 1st, I literally have no fucking clue when it is, because I think that the way that I understand it is that December 1st is the last day everybody above the cut can make it. So, and they only made like 12 people out of like 50 some the people that they've cut as of November 1st. So, we'll see.
You can get your paycheck. It's gonna be like fucking a whole bunch less, and you're gonna be like, what's
yeah?
the
I'll be like, wait, I
here?
went down. They're like, yeah, you're an E4 now, buddy. Sorry.
And I'm like,
what?
Yeah, they're gonna be like, you're an E4. What are you talking about? You're dreaming. What'd you do? Turn that 4 upside down?
Yeah, right. And I'll be like, whoa. Imagine that. Like, I just wake up and I'm like back in headquarters, like back in DC, like 6 years ago, and I'm like, where the?
It's like those videos where it's like, wake up, bro. It's 2007. Come play Halo.
Yeah, right, dude. Oh my god, the good old days of LAN parties and shit, man. Do you remember like when you and I would play? Like whenever you'd come home and we'd play with like Noah.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that was the day.
I have more memories of us playing at the shop than anything.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's where my childhood was.
Because we played Hitman 2 at the shop.
Yep.
We played Return to Castle Wolfenstein at the shop. We played the OG Call
Need
of
for
Duty,
Speed.
Need for Speed, the original
Medal of Honor.
Honors.
Yeah. The old trilogy. They had Medal of Honor, Breakthrough, and Spearhead. That was
Halo
before
CE.
like. Yeah.
I probably wouldn't have been able to play Halo if it wasn't for the shop.
Yeah.
Like I probably would have. My first Halo game probably would have been like Halo 2 or something.
Yeah. That was. I mean, I didn't. My first Halo game that I beat, I think, wasn't even Halo 2. I think it actually was Halo 3. I don't think I beat Halo 2 because I played Halo, and I like kind of just fucked around because I was a kid and I had no idea.
Yeah.
Plus, like you look back at the old Halo CE missions, like when you're on the ring, and it doesn't really give you a lot of guidance. You just kind of have to drive around and figure it out.
Yeah, like that was actually something that Bungie had talked about later on when they were making Halo 2, was making it much more obvious the direction the player was supposed to go, like a set pathway.
Well,
whereas
in like
Halo 1,
yeah,
it was linear, but it didn't really. There was like things you could look for that would help you go in a certain direction, but like there's a section, for instance, where you're in a Forerunner structure, and most of the areas in that Forerunner structure are all built the same, like the rooms are the exact same, and you have to look at the floor for these little triangles to tell you where to go. And if you don't look for those triangles, you'll get lost in there forever. I've done like loops in there just over and over.
Yeah, and that was like one thing. Like I don't mind it now, as looking back at it. Like I would have enjoyed it if I was an adult at the time, but being a kid and you like have to listen to audio cues, like I was not paying attention to the extra shit that they said, and when they were like just jabbering away, and that's like when they give you audible cues of like, oh no, there's a thing over there, maybe you should go check it out. I was only focusing like when we were in the middle of a firefight, and they're like, there's a Covenant transport inbound. I'll be like, where's the fuck should I at?
Yeah.
That's really the only thing I pay attention to. And then like once the combat's over, I'll be like, all right, shut the fuck up. I'm just gonna drive my Warthog or tank around.
Only thing I would pay attention to, like the only way that I would know I was progressing through the mission is I would just go somewhere, and then if I saw a little thing that was like checkpoint, received or whatever, I'll
checkpoint,
be like, all right, I'm going.
saved. Yep. I was like, 100%.
The right direction.
That's what I would have done. The same shit. I would have just driven around and I'd be like, all right, I'm going the right way because it checkpointed obviously. So
yeah, I think the first Halo game that I actually beat was Halo 2, and then after that, I picked up Halo. Like my mom got me Halo CE for the original Xbox. This was before the 360 was out, and then, or actually, I might have gotten CE during 360. Either way, I played it on the Xbox, beat it then. I didn't like. It's not like I beat it back when we were playing in the shop or all the way back then. I beat it later on, but so it'd be Halo 2, Halo CE, or Halo 2, Halo 3 CE, and then the rest. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, we had such good memories in the shop. It's kind of, I mean, I understand why your dad probably had to get like rid of it, but man, I kind of wish he still owned it.
Yeah, yeah, it was fun, dude. I wish like if I ever have kids and I like own my own business, that's 100% gonna be a requirement. Just have like a fucking gaming computer in the back, and just sit them down and just say, play
I
it.
thought you were going to say I'm gonna go and find like who owns that building now and buy it from them or like rent it out from them.
Maybe, dude.
Like,
Dude, that's where Demon Esports is gonna be headquarters at. Fucking
dying
Ashtabula, Ohio. Yeah.
Everything is moving out of there. Walmart's, Kmart's, all sorts of grocery stores. But the one thing that's coming in is an esports team.
We're gonna be a $1 million esports corporation bringing money back into Ashtabula.
You know, that's in a shopping center too. So people are gonna walk by and walk in the front of the store or like the place, and they're gonna be like, "Oh, is this a store?" And then we're gonna be like, "Yeah, we don't sell anything. We just play video games."
We'll have merch.
Like,
We'll have merch. We'll have like a little front. We'll have like a little front center. We'll have like T-shirts and shit. When people walk in, they're like, "What do y'all do here?" And it's like, "Gotta go check us out on Twitch, lady." They're like, "What's a Twitch?" And you're like, "Fuck out." Next door. The old folks' homes down the street. See ya.
Oh my god.
You don't know what Twitch is? Peace out. No, dude, that's the dream right there, dude. That's it. I found my new goal in life. Buy that building, start my esports corporation in that building.
Your dad would shit his pants if you came to him one day and you were like, "Hey, remember the shop? I bought that."
Yeah,
and he'd be like, "What?" You'd be like, "Yeah, that's mine now."
Not only that, but like, if I ever did that, I would buy it and then renovate it and then go to him and be like, "Hey, guess what? Let's go."
Imagine. I know this is like so far in the future, and you know you'll set things up when you get to that point in your life. But imagine if that's where you set your chiropractic office up at.
Dude, I
And
didn't
you
even
had
think
it
about
renovated?
that. I didn't actually. That's a very realistic goal.
That's that's what I was saying. Yeah.
Fuck, dude. And then I'm gonna use this, and then I would use the same spot that he had his office in, and I'd be like, whenever he'd come by, he'd be like, "Hey, that's my spot." I'd be like, actually, bub, go sit down in the front.
You got to do what he did and make it a little cubby area.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, like put those cubicles up with that makeshift door that he had, and then I'd like kick my fucking feet up and be like, it just fucking Need for Speed.
All I ever heard from people that worked in there were all like, "He's got to be jerking off in there. He's got." Like my dad would say it. Everyone would be like saying it because your dad had those like sultry kind of wallpapers and stuff. I remember I would like walk into his office for something, and his wallpaper would be up, and it'd be like a half-naked chick, and he'd scramble to like try and hide it on the screen.
He doesn't give a fuck anymore, dude.
Well, I would hope not. Imagine we're 28 years old, and he's like, "Oh, boys, you can't see this. You can't see what I'm doing over here."
God, dude, that's so funny. Yeah, especially not after the answer you asked from the question you asked when we were back home for our wedding, if you remember that.
Oh my god, and I would never would have expected the dad answer that he fucking gave. What, with a fork and knife? Like, oh. I was expecting something a little bit more, like, not so daddish out of him, but he just, like, went right into it. Like, I don't think he knows how to make dad jokes or anything like that. That's just how he's wired. He just says them.
It's just, you don't have to teach it. It's just ingrained in him, yeah. Oh, my God. That's so funny. Oh,
we got to get him a t-shirt now that says what with a fork.
I actually should do that. That's hilarious. Oh, my gosh. Oh, anyways, that's a great intro for the podcast. Totally off topic already. We didn't even get straight into our first talking point. I fucking absolutely love it.
This is what separates our podcast from the other ones. They're all square and they're like, "We're just going over the gaming news," and we're over here like, if you could only know what we're referencing.
Yeah. One day you watch my stream long enough, you'll figure it out. You watch one of our streams long enough, you'll get what we're talking about. We talk about that irregularly.
Imagine if your stream, I mean, it can't happen. Imagine like one day your stream blows up big enough and you have your dad come onto your stream and he's got like 300 plus people in a chat going, "How do you eat it? Oh, Jim, how do you do
it? Make him say it. Make him say it.
It's just all losing his shit.
Say the line. Make him say the line. Well, I don't eat it with a fork and knife. Everyone just loses their minds.
It's one thing if you have just 2 people kind of pressing you for it, but if you got a whole chat with like 300 people in there that all know, he's gonna feel the pressure.
And not only that, but then they would be like, I would probably be like, all right, if I get like 100 subs, I'll make him say it or some dumb shit like that. Yeah,
that's another thing too.
I'll profit off of it. I will 100% export him for profit.
Oh yeah, you'll have to make T-shirts and stuff with his face on and shit. You got a problem with his dad? Get a lawyer.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. All right. Anyways, moving on to our talking points this evening.
Yeah.
We record. Damn, fire trucks outside. We record weekly. We record weekly in the Discord. Links down below. Check that out. Feel free to stop in, say hi. Discord's getting more people. Discord's getting more active. Which is what I like. It's been sitting around for a couple of years, but now we're starting to get some activity in there. So thank you all for coming and making that possible.
For sure.
And if you're in the Discord, you can watch this recording happen live. We record it in the Discord. As you can see, we're in Discord right now. Our audience is absolutely out the door.
Yeah.
But yeah, come by and say hi.
I'm actually surprised like Sully's not in here listening or something.
Yeah, I don't know. Down below, you also got our Twitch links. I am Medic Logfrog on Twitch. This guy over here is Malachi the Prophet on Twitch. Links are down in the description below. Feel free to check us out, follow us, shoot us a like, shoot us whatever, and come in and say hey.
For sure.
Oh,
we're usually if I'm not live, he's live, and if he's live, I'm live. It's one of us is always live. So
I forgot to talk about another comment that Nick suggested from last week's episode. Is that he suggested talking about War Thunder content, which is something that I got into recently. I got you kind of into it. It's a lot of fun. Nick is a huge War Thunder fan. He's way higher than I am. The dude is grinding.
You say huge. He was gonna buy you vehicles just so you could play.
He did. He bought me a tank. He bought me a tank. He's like, I want you to play with me. And then I joined, and I was like, Nick, I'm getting fucking steamrolled because I only have one tank, and I don't know how to use it. And he's like, figure it out. And I was like, the way I can figure that out is starting from the very top or the bottom and working my way back.
Like you did, buddy.
Yeah. And he's just like, well, I'm all sad because I don't have anyone to play with. And I was like, all right, let me grind it out, and I'll get there.
All sad.
Super fun, though. Super fun, though. War Thunder's a lot of fun. So we'll try to incorporate more War Thunder content.
There might be a Twitch drops going on for War Thunder right now. Let me check.
Ooh, I didn't think about that.
Yeah, they usually because that like their Twitch drops really are going to be like the stuff that you can earn just from logging in. It's like the crates and stuff. So it's not like you're going to get anything crazy out of it, but you might. I mean, those crates they could equal up to something.
Yeah.
Let's see. Yep, there are Twitch drops for War Thunder. The Air Superiority drops number 3. You get the Magic Sword skin for, it looks like a jet. 1 day of premium, an RP boost of 50%, an SL boost of 50%, and a decorator decoration. I don't know what that is, but
interesting.
It's got a D and a crosshair sights.
Okay. Interesting.
Here, I'll show you.
Yeah, share it. Pop it up. Ooh, the magic sword. That was my nickname in high school, by the way.
You know, you've had a lot of nicknames in high school.
Oh my god. Okay.
You couldn't even hold yourself back from that bullshit. Like that laugh.
It was good, dude. I had to.
You held your chest like your soul was escaping. Like your soul couldn't even handle it.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, you get 1 day of premium, the skin, which actually kind of looks pretty dope.
Yeah, but you got to grind all the way up to that fucking plane. It's going to take you 6 months to be able to use the skin.
You could be like Nick and just buy your way there.
You could.
Sure, yeah. But yeah,
there's a lot of... Yeah, I just saw that. Oh. that is.
Oh, the new Warzone ones are out.
Ooh.
Speaking of which.
Okay.
So there's one for a sniper that looks like the LR762. That looks like an emblem. This looks like a charm, like a fish tank charm. I actually kind of like that. And then, actually, I don't know if this is an emblem or if this is an emblem, but one
I
of
wonder
these
if
looks
one of
like
them's
they're
a
an
calling
emblem.
card or a loading screen.
Yeah, either a calling card or loaded street. You're probably right about that. Yeah. And then let's see through here. Rise, Conan, Hawk, Smite, World Warships. I don't know. Play World Warships. Elder Scrolls, they're usually always doing those Ouroboros boxes. World of Warcraft, I think you get the 30th anniversary bundle. I don't know what's all in that. I
The
know
heck
I
does
got
that
it.
mean?
I have no clue. I was watching a Warcraft thing the
Interesting.
other day and picked it up, but I have no idea what's in it.
Okay.
Tanks, Ravenloft,
Rust.
You can look at Rust.
Rust is a big game. I'm not that into it, but it's a big game.
I just don't get the whole work really hard for a week to build something, and then after that week, the entire server gets wiped, and the next
Yeah.
week you have to build it again. That to me just seems like really grindy.
Well, that's how that new game, the Forever Winter is like, because it you have to like search for water to defend your base with,
Yeah.
and it's like it's super like not super difficult to find water, but like when you get the water, one water lasts 24 in real life hours, and if you don't,
about, I was just gonna say, you talking about 7 Days to Die, right?
no, I'm talking about the Forever Winter.
Oh, okay. I don't know.
And if you don't come back to the game and find more water before your water runs out, your progress resets. Most of your progress. Certain things will stay, but like your base goes back to 0. Your character, I think your character level stays, but like you lose all your guns, all your loot, except like the basic shit, which makes it like. And the reason why, which I like the reason, but I don't like that it affects me, is that the developers said they wanted to create a real life sense of anxiety for the players to come back and play their game more often.
Okay, that makes more sense. Yeah.
So, but it's also, since it's kind of working in their negative, it's, in my opinion, until they get some kind of fix for it, kind of deterring people from playing. But the game is also only in like an early beta phase too, so.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah.
But I will say, on the positive, I just saw your R2D2 in the background. By the way, that's super fucking cool.
What, that thing back there?
Yeah, I gotta bring all my Star Wars shit and like put it up on the wall because I got the little remote control one from Disney when we went last year.
That's a tape, like you can play little cassette tapes.
Really? That's cool.
And I have a Bluetooth cassette that I can put in there, and I can play music off my phone.
That's super funny.
It's so ridiculous.
That's cool. So it'll grind out like fucking Kanye and shit.
Yeah, I could make it. I could play XP Lounge on it.
Oh, that's awesome. There you go. You can do that. Bring it around, like, carry it around in a backpack or something, blasting XP Lounge.
Yeah, I'll bust it out next time. I'll bust it out.
Oh,
I want to get up and everyone see my butt crack.
No one wants to see your butt crack.
So I said I don't want to get up and everyone see.
I do. Just kidding.
Don't always make it weird.
That's the point. That's the point. That's what I'm here for.
You're right.
I'm here for a good time, not a long time, baby.
You've been here 28 years. I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh my god. All right, what do you got for us next?
All right, let's see. So, did you have anything? I know that you were on War Thunder still technically. Was there
I was just talking about the suggestion that Nick made. That's all. I don't have any news for it, but
and nothing in the script you wanted to go over yet,
no.
at least?
No.
Okay. So the next thing that I saw was workers, and this was a few days ago, workers of Bethesda parent company strike over remote work policies, which I thought it was a lot more than just remote work policies, but apparently that's one of the things they're striking over. So it says the members of ZeniMax Workers United, CWA, one of the largest video game unions in the United States, have gone on strike. The action involves workers in ZeniMax offices in Texas and Maryland who do quality assurance work for the games, including Fallout and Elder Scrolls. Workers are striking over claims that ZeniMax leadership has failed to address employees' issues regarding remote work and outsourcing. Today we're on strike. ZeniMax Workers United posted on X or slash Twitter. We are not afraid to do what's necessary to make sure that Microsoft meets us at the bargaining table over key issues like remote work options and outsourcing.
Interesting.
So originally, I had not even heard that this was over remote work. I heard it was over contractors, that they were hiring contractors to come in and do dev work, but it looks like it has something to do with that as well.
Do you think it's the like internal personnel that are upset over the contracting? Like instead
Well,
of
yeah, it's
it seems like
y-
they're upset that they're giving away more work to contractors or other people.
yeah, let's see. It looks like there's remote work policies too. It says remote work policies seem to be a major sticking point for Microsoft's video game unions. In the immediate outbreak of COVID-19 pandemic, many video game companies instituted flexible work from home policies that they've recently begun rolling back. In October of this year, Activision Quality Assurance United held a rally outside their offices in Texas, California, and Minnesota to protest Microsoft's strict return to office policy that, according to workers, failed to accommodate workers with medical issues or doctor recommendations. The Communications Workers of America, the organization committee that supports ZeniMac Workers United along with multiple video game unions in the U.S., has also filed an unfair labor complaint with the National Labor Relations Board over contracting out work without notifying the union.
Interesting. Well, that makes sense. Okay,
Yeah.
so it seems like it was just kind of like Microsoft put out a catch-all be-all policy that doesn't have any exceptions, and it seems like a lot of people were, you know, looking for exemptions, and they're not finding any. Which, I mean, I agree with it. I think that like especially stuff revolving around COVID-19, it's very tough to have a catch-all be-all, and almost impossible for big ass companies like Microsoft.
Yeah.
So yeah, I guess I can understand their frustration.
I
Does it
mean,
say
we know
anything
so,
about like any delays or how much what this could impact the projects that they're currently working on?
so nothing like that has come out, but as far as I know, we don't really have to worry about this affecting any future Fallout's or Elder Scroll projects because this is ZeniMax, which is the parent company to Bethesda. I don't think they're actually involved with developing anything. I think Bethesda is technically the developers on this, and ZeniMax is like a parent company that owns them. I could be wrong about that, but
Okay.
I'm pretty sure that's what that is. So this would probably be more along with that company, and I think we'll probably we should still get like Elder Scrolls and everything on track. I don't see that derailing from what I can gather. But that, I mean, depending on how long this strike goes on for, it could very well. Um,
Okay.
but yeah, looks like they are striking over those reasons that we just went over.
All right. So I guess that's
Um,
something that we should keep followed up on over the next
well,
couple of
right
weeks.
now, Well, right now the SAG-AFTRA strike is also affecting the video game. What would you call it? Video game world, I guess. Because the SAG-AFTRA members have gone on strike for video games too. Now there have been some video games that have been greenlit under development, even with the SAG-AFTRA strike going on. But I mean, they even have strikes going on there too, where a lot of like voice actors and stuff don't want to be a part of a video game that might use AI later on to recreate their likeness, and they get no like they don't get paid from it. Or the fact that video game studios could use AI to go on and write video game stories or make the stories for video games and just completely not use human resources at all, which I think there's a place in this world for AI, but I also think that there are certain things that need to be still made by humans. And I think stories right now is one of those things where you can have an AI write a story for you and it can be a great story, but I think there's some part of the human soul that goes into like making a great story, and like the heart and the soul and what you put into it can really affect a story's narrative or like how it plays out. And so I think there is something to human beings being the ones who are the creatives in this and not letting it be a computer, whether it's for royalty reasons, licensing reasons, just the basic, should a computer be making this versus a human be making this kind of reasons. I definitely think there's a place for AI, but I also think that they should respect the rights of actors voice actors and writers. You know, like they should be given, and artists too, because they're using AI art for everything. We're seeing a an industry, the video game industry, not just the video game industry, but we're also seeing the movie industry too change at a very fundamental level with AI. And so it's going to be really interesting in the next coming years seeing, one, if AI is even restricted in any way, in any creative ways, to keep things on the whole human-made side of things, or if we will then slowly start to get into the whole, well, this game was like pretty much just made by a complete AI, or like 90% of the aspects of this game were made by an AI. I mean, I guess it just depends on what floats your boat, and if you like that kind of stuff or not.
Yeah.
And how good it is too. But there's a reason why these strikes are happening. Now I don't know about the work from home thing, but the SAG-AFTRA, there's like a really good reason why that's happening. So
Yeah.
but yeah, so that we got that going on. Hopefully, we get Elder Scrolls 6 still. I think it's like slated that it's supposed to be 2027 when it comes out, maybe 2026, I think is like the inside rumor.
I thought I saw 26, but I don't remember.
It's either 2026 or 2027. It might be 2026. And I went on a little too
early
long about AI,
2026 is what Games Radar
it's projected
is.
for.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, hopefully that stays.
Yeah.
Because right now there's a lot of rumors coming out that GTA 6 is getting pushed to 2026, and a lot of inside stuff coming out saying no, it's still coming out in 2025, and it's like, who do you even believe?
Right.
So for the next topic on hand, I figure we go over Microsoft confirms plans to release an Xbox handheld, but it's years away. At least that's what the title of this article is.
Yeah, I saw that. I think it's probably closer than we expect. It's been reopen this window here. I think it's something that they can easily do. You got your Stream Deck, you got your Nintendo, you got your PlayStation. PlayStation did that shit decades ago. So Xbox is easily capable of pulling this out, which
yeah.
Yeah.
So from the leaked documents, and I can't find the one specifically. I think this is it. But in one of the leaked documents from last year, as far as the Xbox goes, we knew that there was an Xbox handheld in development. It is right here. This was a leaked document that came out inside of Microsoft from last year about the next 5 to 7 years of what the Xbox content would be, and they had controllers planned, premium controllers planned, elite controllers planned, gaming keyboard and mice, obviously audio. We got a lot of audio. Mobile controllers, we already get stuff like that. One-handed controllers, I don't think we've heard anything about that. Cloud Blade, I have no idea what that would be. I know that we have the cloud though. High-end PCs, consoles, handheld, what we just went over. The cloud device, which we do know about. I mean, I think they sell. You can get an Xbox bundle on Amazon without actually buying an Xbox, because you get the little like Xbox receiver that you would plug in, and then you can play like cloud games.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, because they're. I don't think it's going to take off that well for them, at least not yet. But they're trying to roll out console-less Xboxes. 3P streaming sticks and stuff. That's what we just talked about. Low-end mid PC, smart TVs, mobile, and browser stuff. So I don't know about all that, but the handheld thing was already leaked. Now, because this leak came out, there was speculation as to, was Microsoft going to roll back on these announcements because they got leaked. That is a thing that companies do sometimes when things get leaked. They roll back those announcements. They don't want to announce the thing that people know is already coming. But it looks like, at least for the handheld side of things, we're still getting it.
Yeah.
So, sometime in the near future, like it could be years, we should be getting a handheld Xbox console. Now,
You can't find what tab it is because you have so many fucking tabs open.
And guess what? That's not even my main one. I got this one down here. It's got like a whole bunch.
Oh God! Anyone want to earn another $5?
Right. Let's see. It says Microsoft's gaming boss Phil Spencer has confirmed the company's plan to release an Xbox handheld, but stressed it's years away from release. In an interview with Bloomberg, Spencer said that the expectation is that we should do something in the handheld game devices category, but such a device is a few years out. Microsoft Spencer said it's is currently working on prototypes and considering what it might do, with its team developing its vision for a handheld based on what it learns from looking at the market, which I would imagine would be the ROG Strix, the Steam Deck, the Nintendo Switch,
Yeah.
and the PlayStation. It's not the PSP. They don't call it the PSP anymore, but they did release a handheld. I just forget what it's called.
Yeah, I don't remember. But that, I mean, that was just like they've had that. I mean, I got a
Like,
PSP when I was a kid.
yeah, yeah. They've been in the handheld scene for a while. It says in the shorter term, Microsoft will focus on improving the Xbox app so it works better on existing handheld gaming devices like your phone, since you can stream your video game to your phone.
Yeah.
Spencer added longer term, I love us building devices, Spencer said, and I think our team could do some real innovative work, but we want to be informed by learning in what's happening now. Yeah. So, what's your take on that? That we might finally be getting a handheld? I mean, we basically have one with our phone,
Yeah.
but
I mean, I think I don't know. I don't know if they try to delay it because and try to be more innovative with instead of just jumping in the handheld game, they try to focus more on the cloud gaming, which like let's say PlayStation does not have that, right? I mean, they do in certain workarounds, but there's no like supported, backed um easy way for um to get a way to stream games on your phone or on your computer, which is actually a reason why I bought my Elgato capture card because it was tough for me to screen record my PlayStation games, which even then it was still difficult to figure out.
yeah,
Um, but so I think Xbox may have tried to steer away from that in a sense to uh, focus more on the cloud gaming base, which I think they did a really good job.
yeah.
And I'm glad that they support it still. And having that support is huge because um, it's a nice feature because especially for people that are really linked in with Xbox and Microsoft too, since it's such a big corporation. But the handheld, I look forward to seeing how that works. I think that's
Oh yeah, I
the next generation of gaming with them.
I definitely will too. I hope that they do it like the Steam Deck, where it's not streamed to the device, but is instead like its own device, and you can
Yeah,
install games directly on it. I hope it's like a
yeah,
piece of hardware, like an actual piece of hardware, instead of just being a glorified device that you stream your Xbox to.
right. I don't
Which,
want to stream stuff. I want it on that device so I can play it
yes,
on the go, play it on the
give
road,
it,
play it on a plane, whatever.
give me a Steam Deck, but an Xbox version, essentially.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Or
So,
I wouldn't even mind seeing like little cassettes with little like discs in them, like the PlayStation Portable had 10 years ago, 15 years,
I mean,
20 years ago.
I,
Jeez, I don't remember how long it was.
I would love to see that too, honestly. I just think with the digital media space where it's at, and them trying to get rid of physical media, that
Yeah.
we probably won't ever have anything like that
Or
again,
like
where
I
it
mean
takes like,
like Nintendo has those little cards, like those little cartridges.
oh
Do
yeah,
that. You don't even have to have like a big honking disc like the PSP. I say big honking disc, but not like a DVD, but like the little
hey,
cartridge that you had for PSP, but like DS and Nintendo, even Nintendo Switch, just that little like push card.
has Nintendo Switch gotten to the point to where it's like, is it just like a license that's on those things, and then you plug it in and it just lets you play it based
I
off of?
think I think so because well,
Because back in the
I
day, the actual game used to be on those things.
right.
It was just they were so small.
But
That's why I
now
was
it's
wondering,
I think
like,
it's all digital now because you could buy like a cracked card on
oh
eBay for
okay,
like $30 that comes with like 300 plus games on it.
so it's just your way that the device accesses the license, so you can play.
Exactly.
Okay,
Yeah. Yeah. It
I thought I had a sneeze.
was weird.
Um, yeah, it hit. Never came to fruition. Let's see. All right, so then, did you have anything else to say as far as the Xbox handheld?
No.
I'm excited. That's all I have to say. It's
Yeah.
about damn time. Like we got rumors. I remember reading a video game magazine when the 360 came out, and there were rumors that Xbox or Microsoft was making a handheld device, and they were going to call it the Xbox 180.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
So, as far as other gaming news goes, controversial GTA trilogy. We know the one that released and everyone loved. They said it was the best HD remake of any classic game. I'm obviously joking by saying all that. Is the GTA Definitive Edition trilogy. It finally got a huge update that apparently needed after 3 years. So this was an update that was pretty much expected to come out at least like a week or two after launch. A lot of things in the game that players were complaining about, like draw distances, the way the game looked in general, things like rain, just a lot of things that you wouldn't even think that are major problems that ended up becoming big problems with this with these games. It's finally got an update. It looks like it fixed most of it. Let's see. It says the update is now live on Xbox Series X, PlayStation 5, and all PC storefronts: Steam, Rockstar Games Launcher, and the Epic Game Store. Let's see. In terms of download size, the Rockstar Games Launcher version has the GTA San Andreas update at 18.44 gigabytes. That's actually relatively big for an older game like that, even with the update.
San
Vice
Andreas
City,
is a huge game. Just
I know, but if you think about it, like the old school version of that game was huge, but I don't even think it made. I don't think it was like over 4 gigs. Like I'm
well,
pretty
yeah. I
sure.
mean, like if you, in retrospect of everything around that time, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Let's see. GTA 3 will be 4.15 gigs on PS5. Vice City's update 1. That's just different things. Most requested feature add-on. Now for the main requested addition to these highly controversial remasters. When this pack came out 3 years ago, fans complained about the lighting. When they released on mobile last year in partnership with Netflix, Rockstar Games announced a classic lighting mode. The studio said turning on this mode restores the look and feel of the sky in the original games. Lighting for various areas, Los Santos, San Andreas, Las Venturas, etc., are now as they were in the original. Since these mobile ports came out in December last year, fans of these classic games have been asking Rockstar to bring over this feature to console and PC versions. It has taken 11 months, but it's finally here. In the pause menu, click Options, then select Graphics tab. There you'll find the classic lighting setting with an on or off option. By default, it is set to on. Let's see.
Cool.
Yeah, is that the? I was gonna say that can't be the only change. It says more changes. Rockstar Games Video Game Deluxe has also reintroduced the heat haze and ambient clouds high up in the sky. Fixed issues with genes. Apparently, there's genes issues.
Okay. Yeah. All right.
Some improvements have been made to playable characters as well. For example, the models are more natural in their animations. Plus, the water/swimming speed has been resolved. These were first spotted by Twitter user. Blah blah blah. Below are some screenshots from him showing the improvements. Let's see. Patch notes. Let's see. Numerous fixes and improvements, adding to classic lighting modes. It looks like that's all they really added, which I'm actually kind of surprised. I thought there would have been much more in that update.
I mean, it's a pretty big update, but we'll see. I'll have to
Yeah.
check it out. I actually
Nate,
haven't played the trilogy since it released, so
I beat last year. I went in and beat GTA 3, and then I guess I loaded on a save that I had activated a cheat code on, which deactivated the achievements. And so I had went all the way through and beat the game, expecting to get the achievement when you beat the game, and I never got it. And I was like, "Well, I'm not playing Vice City now."
yeah.
Um, but yeah, no, I'll probably go back and check it out. I just saw the update pop up on Xbox today. Um, let's see. For other gaming news, we have the World of Warcraft 30th anniversary, which is pretty awesome. Like I said, you can get a it looks like a pretty good Twitch drop on Twitch if you watch something World of Warcraft related, as long as they have drops enabled. Um, let's see. Everything announced. You get the War Within major update unveiled. You get Midnight will feature player housing at last. I have no idea what that is because I don't play the game that much. Warcraft 1 and 2 are being remastered. That's actually kind of cool. That's pretty dope. Hearthstone is getting a crossover with StarCraft, apparently. Warcraft Rumble is coming to PC, and it looks like that's it for the 30th anniversary World of Warcraft stuff. If I played more, I'd have more to speak on it, but I literally just really got into this game like 6 months ago, and even then, I'm not playing as much as I probably should have. Let's see, what's the next thing? Ooh, next thing, which is kind of nice to talk about. Halo 2 is 20 years old.
Yeah. That's
Um,
didn't we just pass the what anniversary did we just pass for Halo 1?
uh,
22?
it'd have to be the. Oh well, I mean, yeah, Halo 1 got released on Xbox in 2001, if I can remember correctly. So I would imagine, yeah, it just turned 20 in 2021.
Okay.
let's see, Halo CE.
Yeah, so it would have been the 23-year anniversary. It's tomorrow.
Yeah,
It's tomorrow. That's right.
yeah. Okay,
I
so
thought so.
tomorrow will be Halo CE, which is pretty dope. Um, but yeah, so Halo 2 got. I would say that it should have gotten a little bit more love on this anniversary than what it did, but it looks like as far as the anniversary goes, we got a pretty big update to Halo Infinite. I think we went over it, but you can get Master Chief's armor from Halo 2 now for $26, which is a little bit of a price gouge. You can get Master Chief's armor, an armor core or set inspired by the Arbiter from Halo 2, and some other stuff thrown in for I think like over $30, which is not great to talk about. Those things should be like dropped down to like 10 or 15. Um, but that being said, that's some cool stuff for Halo 2 fans that play Infinite. They also added the Delta Halo playlist pack, which takes away all the power ups that you get in Infinite, like sprinting, the grapple hook, all that stuff. It takes all that away. It puts everything back to basic Halo play style. You can only run so fast.
Yeah.
You can only jump. It's like classic Halo. It's actually really fun, and I've been playing the shit out of it. It's awesome. Um, and so we got that. But as far as like anything else, I don't think they like announced anything serious for like the anniversary. I think they like put up a story or something on HaloWaypoint.com, but that's about it. There's not much going on, which actually kind of makes me sad because this is like pretty much my favorite Halo game, or one of my favorite Halo games. Um, yeah, new operation for Halo Infinite, the Great Journey that's inspired by Halo 2. You can get the Shipmaster's armor inspired by the Shipmaster from Halo 2 and 3.
Yeah, we talked about
Uh
that the last podcast. You talked about the SMG that was coming from it.
oh yeah, the MA5K, yeah.
Which did
Oh,
you get it? So what was it?
with the MA5K?
Yeah.
It's just a short range version of the assault rifle. You get 60 rounds. It's really high power, shoots really fast, but you can tell. So, the guy I was watching a video of, he said you can actually tell that this was supposed to just be an assault rifle skin because on the side of the gun, there's there's not even an ejection port.
Yeah.
And the reload animation is the exact same from the AR to that gun. So you could tell
Oh, okay. They
they
just
took a
copied it over.
skin and just made it into a new gun essentially.
Okay, I gotcha. And
Yeah.
just tweak
But
the settings of it.
yeah, it's still really. I love that gun that they added, and I hope right now it's not officially in the game. You can only use it in that game mode that you play, or like
Yeah.
that I was talking about earlier. I really hope they add that fully into the game, like they did with the Bandit or the DMR.
Yeah.
I think we talked about this last week too. The Halo E3 demo from 2003 is now available if you own the game on Steam. You can go into the Steam Workshop and download this for free and actually play the demo that was shown to everyone back in 2003 when they first showed what Halo 2 is going to look like, which is pretty cool.
Interesting. Yeah. Okay.
Um,
Are they gonna do? They're not gonna do the graphics swap, right?
No, yeah, you can't go in there and like change it to anniversary graphics. It's more just to let you play something that was never playable in the past. Like they
Okay.
did the same thing with Halo CE, the Mac demo from 1999, where they first showed Halo off, and it was third person and open world. I'm pretty sure on Steam you can go and download that E3 demo too, or just that demo in general and play it.
Interesting. Okay.
But you have to own MCC on Steam in order to access these because for whatever reason, there's just no real mod support for MCC on the Xbox app or through the Xbox app. You
Yeah.
can get it to work, but you have to do things like disable your internet connection to the game, and it does
Yeah.
all
Yeah.
sorts of stupid stuff. Um, oh, looks like they added another mission that was cut. Alpha Moon. This mission was cut from the Arbiter story. Where his pursuit of the heretic leader Sisa Rifumi would have taken him from the gas mine on Threshold to the hard scrabble moon basis where huge chunks of the Alpha's Halo wreckage have landed. Indeed, this environment formed the basis of the multiplayer map Burial Grounds. So that's pretty cool. They're even adding cut levels, not just like little demos, but actual levels that were supposed to be in the game.
Interesting.
Yeah. They added this Waypoint Chronicle, which I'm pretty sure is just a story that they made.
Yeah.
Stories from Halo Studios. Okay, and these are just people who are just sharing their stories about Halo 2. All right, let's see. World of Warcraft Classic. Oh yeah. So I think. Oh, last thing, and
Yeah.
you can see it right here.
Yep.
And I know you're excited about this.
Yep.
So let's dive in. Uh, Mass Effect announced that it's making a show, and I'm pretty sure Amazon is going to be the ones making it. Let's actually
Okay.
look it up so I'm not speaking out of my butt here. I still spelled it wrong. It's all good.
Works
Yep,
at Amazon. Yep, I see it.
yep. So Mass Effect is officially coming to Amazon. They're making a TV show. Uh, John Cena might be attached, and I'm not like the biggest like Mass Effect fan ever, but I will say there is a bit of a correlation between the OG Commander Shepard and John Cena. Like they
That
kind
yeah,
of look the same.
yeah, a little bit.
Not like 100%, but he could be an older Commander Shepard.
Yeah, I dig it, dude. I think it looks pretty cool.
I think it looks awesome.
I
Imagine
like the
seeing
idea,
Garrus, like a live action
dude.
Garrus, like the big dude or
Oh
whatever.
yeah, oh yeah.
Let's see. All right, WWE and Hollywood megastar John Cena recently referenced Mass Effect on social media, causing fans to wonder if he's pursuing a role in the newly announced live-action series. Earlier this month, BioWare and Amazon confirmed that they are indeed working on a live-action Mass Effect show at Amazon MGM Studios. The Legend of Zelda movie producer Avi Arad, or Arid, and former Marvel television producer Kareem Zarek, I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing these names wrong, Fast and Furious 9 scribe Daniel Casey will reportedly write the show. This is all that has been officially confirmed about the live action Mass Effect series. At this time, fans still don't know if it will be an adaptation of the first three Mass Effect games or a completely different story set in the same universe as BioWare's hit sci fi RPG series. If it is the former, then the show's creative team will have many creative choices to make due to the branching nature of the Mass Effect storyline, including who to cast as characters like the fully customizable Commander Shepard. Kind of butchered that article right
Interesting.
there. Let's see. There are already plenty of interesting fan castings for the live action Commander Shepard, and one major Hollywood player might have already been throwing in their hat into the ring. John Cena recently shared artwork from Mass Effect 2 on his Instagram showing Shepard, Grunt, Miranda, Jack, and Thane. He left no comments on his post, leaving fans to speculate on why he would seemingly reference Mass Effect out of the blue. Naturally, many think that this is Cena's subtle way of lobbying for a role in the upcoming Mass Effect Amazon series, which, if we this is a little off topic, but Dave Batista did the same thing with Marcus Phoenix when Netflix announced that they were making a
Yeah,
live action Gears of War movie. He made like a little video of him wearing Marcus's armor and was like, "It's fucking time to go. Like you
yeah.
need to cast me." So it looks like either John Cena's already got the role and he's just being a big old tease, or he's lobbying to get the role. And I can't see with a face like that and then a face like this. It's like it's just it's just made to be, you know?
I
So
I think it's about time,
you're the bigger Mass Effect fan here. What do you take out of this?
dude. I love Mass Effect. I absolutely love Mass Effect. I
You
love
played
that
all the
game.
games, right?
I have, yeah. All the way from one to Andromeda. I loved them. The storylines are incredible. The customization of your characters is awesome. The storyline is completely different every single time you play it. Um, it's a lot of fun in my opinion. I love the game. I love all of them, and I love that now that because I like TV shows. I like movies more, but I like TV shows because
Well,
they're
yeah.
like they're. I mean, movies are a one-time watch, right? Or like sit and watch it and it's over. TV shows are recurring and they keep coming up with different ideas and they
Yeah.
extend the story out. So it'll be really cool to see how they can include this. I mean, we've been getting a lot of my childhood favorite games now turned into TV shows: Halo, Fallout, and now Mass Effect. I mean,
Halo was a disaster though.
what's next? Elder Scrolls is a TV show?
So Todd Howard was asked when Fallout was coming out on the red carpet if he would ever be interested in doing any other IP, including Elder Scrolls. And he said that for right now, he feels that Fallout has the best adaptation from video game to on screen.
Sure.
And that Elder Scrolls,
But that'll
it
change
could
when Elder Scrolls 6 comes out in 2026.
It may, it very may, it could. It just depends. I think it's one of those things where it's like there's not many things like Fallout out in like the movie slash TV world where
Yeah.
there's a lot of things like Elder Scrolls out in the movie slash TV world with like Lord of the Rings, different fantasy movies and stuff like that. I feel like if they do an Elder Scrolls movie or TV show, they want to make it feel they want to set it apart from every other fantasy genre TV show and movie that's ever been out. They want to cement it in its place and be like, no, this is us, and this is what the Elder Scrolls is. Like, we're not just another fantasy thing. We're not another Lord of the Rings copy or whatever. We
Yeah.
are our own original story, and there's a lot of good, juicy stuff in here for you to gobble up. But like, it has to be told in the right way. Like, I
Yeah,
would hate
I
for them to
agree.
do a. I would hate for them to do an Elder Scrolls story, like an Elder Scrolls movie or TV show, and then it just feels like we're watching Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
Like, it needs to feel like Elder Scrolls.
Right. And that they'll easily make that happen for sure.
I think so
And
too.
with
Yeah.
watching the Fallout show, I think they're gonna, if it ever comes down to it, they're gonna do a great job for sure.
And I think that's Todd's way also of just, playing
Todd,
into the
first
whole.
name basis. Todd. That's
Well, I mean,
Todd's way.
if you're talking about video game industry, we all know who we're talking about when we say
Yeah.
Todd, Mr.
Yeah.
Todd Howard. I feel like he's probably just saying that right now. One, to keep the interest in Fallout alive, not pull anything away from Fallout, but two, just like when they do finally announce an Elder Scrolls project, like film project, it's going to be a big surprise because a
Right.
few years ago he was like, "Oh yeah, I don't think that's a good idea," and then like 3 years down the line, they announced it. And it's like, oh yeah, I don't know what I said back then. It's like, hey,
Right.
we
Yeah.
know what you said.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I'm excited. Mass Effect, I think, is going to be a great show.
Mass Effect, I think, is one of those video games with the story that it tells and how the games are set up that it's perfect for this. Like,
That is probably one of, in my opinion, one of the only games that really attached me to the story. And
like the character.
yeah, and not only that, but like the choices that you made affected who lived and who died in a lot of different ways. Fallout. Mass Effect 1, it was just saving the people, that were with you. Mass
Yeah.
Effect 2 was about saving the world. And then Mass Effect 3, you died at the very end of it. There's nothing you could do.
What was the one that had like the big twist? Was it 2?
Yeah.
Because there was one that had like a twist that fans loved.
Yeah, that was 2.
Yeah.
I don't remember exactly what it was, but 2 was, I mean, they were all perfectly written stories.
Yeah.
And then it kind of settled for a little bit, and then they made Andromeda, which also had the same basis to it, customizable character, and yeah, exactly, that was it right there, the synth guy. Yeah, it was.
Yeah. Well, what I was gonna
Machine.
say was a lot of the characters in Mass Effect, besides like your character and stuff, they based off of actual actors or who was
Yep.
doing the mocap and like the voice.
Yeah,
And so if they were to go back and retell the story through the film, like through the TV show, they could literally hire Martin Sheen to come in and play this guy. Like, he was this guy.
yeah,
He could come in
exactly.
and play himself. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
He'd be a little bit older now, but they could CGI him up and everything.
right.
Yeah,
I think that's cool. The Elusive Man. That's right. That's what he was called.
And wasn't he a part of the twist or something?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, it was because you like spent most of the story working for him to get something back, and then whatever it was you gave him, he like took it from you, and then it was like, be gone with you, and then you ended up having to go back and kill him.
Well, he turns into like a Reaver, right?
I don't think he turns into a Reaver. I think he was helping the Reavers. And that's why you had to you worked all this way to get, whatever you were for him.
Yeah.
And then you had to stop the Reavers. And then the beginning, the most moving video game song I have ever heard was the very beginning of Mass Effect 3. When you're down at Mass Effect, you're down, right? You're on Earth or whatever.
Yeah,
and,
you're on like a planet.
And you're like just chilling and you're walking around and you're like, all right, I'm done with the war and whatever. And then all of a sudden the fucking Reavers just attack. And then you have to fight your way to the ship. And on your way to the ship, you see this little kid, right? And you're like, come here, little kid. And the kid hides from you. And you're like, fuck, I can't get to him. And then you run around and kill some more stuff. And then you see the kid again. And you're like, little kid, come here. No, nothing. And you get to your ship. You get to what was the ship called?
The N7.
Yeah, there was a name for it. I thought.
Here, let's look it up.
N7 was like the maker of it, but what was it called?
I thought it was. Is it the Normandy?
The Normandy. Thank you. The Normandy. I think it was called the Normandy 2 or the Normandy 3. you get on the ship and you're taking off, and Shepard is looking down at the world, like the city, and seeing the chaos ensuing, and you see the kid get on an escape shuttle, and you're like, oh my god, thank god, sense of relief. And then the ship takes off and it gets shot down and it crashes and blows up, and you're like, the
Uh-oh.
fuck just happened? And that's how the game starts. And
Yeah,
you're
it's a pretty
like,
good
what
opening.
the fuck? And then you are connected, and you're like, fuck the Reavers, I will do anything. And at the very end of the game, yeah, they make you live up to that because you
Yeah.
have to sacrifice yourself. And then at the
Well,
very end of the game, like the post credits, it's like the way that to tie your story into real world application at that point, because like years passed, right? History, alters a little bit, right? Your story as Commander Shepard becomes a bedtime story for children, and you're called the Shepherd, and you're like protecting the world or
oh, well, like
protecting the universe.
like Master Chief.
Kind of, yeah. It's like if Master Chief John became known as like the bedtime story of like the chief or the master
Well,
or
he kind of
whatever,
did in the
Yeah,
Halo universe. Yeah.
right. But like he's a myth, a legend that no one will
Oh
ever
yeah.
know of or ever see of, but it's you are the shepherd that protects or
Yeah.
whatever. It's really really cool. So
Well, I'm super excited for the
I
series.
I
I
am
just think
too.
I think it's going to translate really well. Like I think BioShock would translate really well to a series, and Mass Effect's always been one of those things that's like, oh, that would be a perfect TV show or a perfect movie series.
Yeah.
Like if they did like 3 movies, like a trilogy or something.
Yeah.
Um, Not to stray off topic here. I know we're coming to the end of our podcast, but I was just going to say one thing that was announced that was kind of in line with what we're talking about having actors come in and play their video game counterpart is Cameron Monaghan, or Monaghan. I don't know how to say his last name, but he is the protagonist in Jedi Survivor and Jedi Fallen Order, and they base his likeness off the actual actor. And it's been announced that we don't know what Star Wars project he's going to show up in, but in a future Star Wars project, like TV show or movie, he's going to show up as Cal Kestis or his video game character in live action.
Interesting. Okay.
So, like if they're doing things like that, I would love to. Like, I mean, I get it if you're not trying to mess with like the story or the continuity or you change things in that nature, but it would be cool to see someone like Martin Sheen come back for like Mass Effect in some way. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
Yeah,
but
I mean
yeah,
it's definitely possible, especially when you do base the characters of your game off of real life actors.
yeah,
It's
yeah, for
very
sure.
easy to just bring them in and do a live action remake of whatever. So, yeah.
One of the earlier ones
Yeah.
was Sam Witwer as Starkiller.
Yeah.
There's been big talks at the behind the scene of Lucasfilm of having him come in and play Starkiller in some form or fashion.
He actually voiced Darth Maul in some of the Clone Wars,
Yeah,
didn't he? Is that what he was
no, he voiced
Yeah.
he voiced Darth Maul in the Clone Wars, and
Yeah,
he did
okay.
Palpatine too.
Interesting. Wow.
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
He's a huge Star Wars fan. I
Well,
watched like several.
that's the reason he got the role,
Yeah, there's a reason why he's
because he
gotten
was
so
such
many.
a nerd. Yeah.
Yeah, he's gotten all the stuff at Lucasfilm because he's just a huge Star Wars geek.
Yeah, yeah. That I remember watching a clip on him talking about how he got the role
Yeah,
of Star Killer, and I just think that that's very, very awesome to have that, that level of knowledge to be able to like bring that into your acting, and that's the reason why you get the role, because you know so much about it and you're very knowledgeable, and he's not trying to change it and trying to make this character woke or whatever. He's just trying to say like, this is what I think the character would be like, because
but
this
yeah,
is my knowledge of what my character would portray.
his knowledge. So there's a famous story with him. His knowledge, and I'll try and make this quick. His knowledge of Star Wars is so uh it goes so far that there's a godfather at Lucasfilm. His name is Dave Filoni. He's basically is like the guy that knows all of the Star Wars stuff, and like he's like the mastermind. He knows everything that George Lucas created, all that stuff. Well, there was a point where they were filming, I think it was either Clone Wars or Rebels, and Dave Filoni was like, yeah, because Padme never got to meet Anakin's mother and all this stuff. They were talking about some storyline or something, and he went, not to, obviously correct you or anything. I know that you're like basically the godfather of Star Wars after George Lucas, but technically Anakin did meet, or Padme did meet Anakin's mother in Episode 1. And he was like, that was just something like, and that was like him, like just showing up, like the dude that knows everything. I mean, it just shows you how much knowledge that guy has. That he was showing up, the literal like Godfather over there. So
yeah,
it's
he's an awesome dude, and I love watching his work for sure.
Oh yeah, he was also you know, I keep going down a rabbit hole.
we're in the toilet bowl now, dude.
But
I didn't know he was in that game.
Yeah, he plays one of the bad guys.
Damn. Now I gotta play that game.
Right? I know. I gotta go.
Now I gotta
play
go play
it too.
Okay. Yeah, 100% gotta play that game.
Right. So he's an awesome actor. I didn't mean to turn the end of this podcast into like a Sam Witwer love fest or anything, but
yeah, I love his stuff. I love playing what's the game called?
What?
Star Killer game.
Oh, the Force Unleashed games?
Force Unleashed, thank you. God, I brain
yeah.
farted. Yeah, Force Unleashed. Those were good games. It's awesome.
They were amazing games.
Yeah. Well,
cannon break games.
Anything else that we have to talk
about? I think that's it.
All right.
I think that's it. We covered a lot of stuff.
We did. We covered a lot of stuff. There's a lot of stuff we left untouched too, but we can touch about that next week. Let the kinks work out, Call of Duty wise and stuff like that. So
I noticed we were about halfway through the podcast, and then I was like, all right, it's time to roll through these topics.
Yeah, well, it's fine. It's no big deal.
That's when I started to crack down. I was like, this one, and this one, and this one.
Yeah. But, I mean, touch based on it, we'll let, hey, we're just spreading the word, so.
Yeah, we're just out here sharing news.
Do some research on yourself and find out what you got. Leave a comment, tell us what we missed, and leave a comment and tell us what you like about the podcast. So.
Wait, did you just say do some I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say, did you just say do some research about yourself and then?
No, do some research by yourself, like on your own.
Oh, okay. I thought you said you were telling the audience to do research on themselves, and I was like,
yeah,
I hope they know
go
who
research
they are.
yourself.
I was gonna say, like, are they coming to us for that kind of guidance? Because we are gonna lead them in the wrong direction, my friend. Very wrong.
We are not the people that you need to be listening to on life advice, for sure.
No.
If you come here to Soul Search, you've come to the wrong place.
Shit, some of the video game advice I give out, I'm like,
That's funny. Yeah, no, not for us.
Right? Yeah.
Not from us, I should say.
We just shoot the shit and talk about video games over here. I'm not.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh my gosh, my hat hurts my ears, man. I gotta fix my fucking hat.
Oh, you're good, bro.
Yeah. But yeah, that's all I got for this week, man. I appreciate you, doing your stuff and bringing your news forward. You're doing a lot more on the gaming news front than I am. I'm just like, check out this COD video. Check out this iRacing stuff. Check out this. And you're like, look at all this actual important stuff.
Well, to be fair, you are doing the editing and like the hard work of the podcast. I'm trying to keep the other foot afloat, basically.
Yeah.
Keep up and pull in my work too, because you're doing the editing and like the actual.
That's what makes us stuff. That's what makes us the yin and yang, dude. I do one, you do the other. It works out perfectly. Perfect balance.
Yeah, look, it worked out.
Perfect balance.
And we didn't even have to talk to each other about it. It just happened.
It just happened, literally. Like, if y'all think like, oh, dude, podcasting is so hard, these guys must put a lot of work into it. Yeah, it's actually incredibly hard. But the amount of work that we put into this, we make a script and we're like, let's delete half of the shit that we didn't end up talking about, and then let's talk for an hour, and it just kind of flows. Like, half of the shit that we just talked about isn't even on the script, and it just happens. Like, the first 15 minutes of this episode wasn't even on the script.
I like having the script though, because if I didn't find that stuff to talk about, at least you had set it up for us to have like something to go off of and actually talk about.
The script was a page and a half, and I was looking at this and I was like, we could literally make this episode 20 minutes, and we made it. It's going over an hour now.
Yeah.
So
that kind of happens with every episode, I've noticed. Like, we go in and we think, oh, this is, we're not going to be able to cover it, blah, 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 whatever. And then by the end of the episode, all of the fears that we had about A, B, and C have all been demolished.
Well, I mean, and that just shows that we're, we feel like we're very natural at this too, because we just come in. We're not just like point A, point B, point C, have a good night. We're like, let's talk about point A. Let's go into the rabbit hole a little bit, like you talked about. You're sorry to go down the rabbit hole. Don't be sorry, dude. This is where this shit comes from. I mean, this is where our content comes from. I absolutely love it.
If you had more time, I'd make this shit like Joe Rogan's podcast. We'd be doing 3 hours in this
dude,
bitch, but I know you don't have that time.
We could sit all Saturday and talk about this shit. But
yeah, we really could.
I mean, maybe one day we make a big podcast like that. But as of right now, it's just the hour long attention grabber.
Maybe that could be like a bonus episode. We'll give them like a 3-hour one every so many months or something.
Yeah, for sure. So, I'm down. Absolutely.
Me too, man.
But yeah, dude, that's all I got.
Same.
Thank you all for coming to check out the podcast. It's been a lot of fun. This is episode 4 of the XP Launch podcast. Feel free to give us a like, comment, sub, thumbs up, thumbs down on the YouTubes. Share with your family. That helps us out. Like Kai said at the beginning of the episode, it helps our algorithm out. Constructive criticism is always welcome. We read the comments. We proved that at the beginning of the episode. We read the comments. So comment, like, subscribe. We'll listen to your good or bad criticism.
You might as well comment now before we have thousands to go through and we can't. And most of them are just negative, you know?
Right. At that point, we'll be like, all right, we don't read every comment. We filter out and pick out the good ones. So yeah.
I have to keep my mental sanity in check. I'm not going to read all these just telling me how bad I am.
Yeah, right. But yeah, so we appreciate y'all. I'm about to go live, so
yes,
you're not going to be watching this podcast until after the stream has occurred. But if you're in the stream, I'll direct you to the podcast. If you find the podcast, I'll direct you to the stream. Links are down below. Thank y'all for being such amazing fans. Thank y'all for being such amazing people. And that's all I got. Kai, you got anything else?
Nothing. We got a small community, but I'm really happy and proud of our small community, and I can't wait to see it blossom into something bigger and just take you guys down the awesome rabbit hole that we like to go down every time we talk about video games.
Bounce exactly off what he said. Discord links down below if y'all want to join the community. You know what's up. So catch us live, catch us chilling, and feel free to poke us and say what's up and play some games with us or whatever.
Catch him at MedicLogFrog on everything, YouTube, Twitch, everything. There is any social media, it's all MedicLogFrog. Catch me at Malachi the Prophet. Same thing. All social media, Twitch, whatever. It's all Malachi the Prophet. Just catch us there, and I hope everyone has a good night.
Yeah. Catch all guys. Catch all y'all in the next level. Appreciate it.
Peace.